Hey everybody, it's your boy Muse, and we're gonna go ahead and do an account review before version 3.0 drops, alright? Because it's been requested half a year ago. I really hope the person who requested account reviews, I really hope he's been watching my DAs and Shiyus, because I tend to show off my builds afterwards, especially Shiyu. You get way more characters seen. But for the people who actually want to see the whole account, my whole only shooters, 2 years in, let's go ahead and look at what 2 years of only pulling shooters has given me. Let's go ahead. So as you can see here, everybody, we have M1 Billy. All right, I'm happy about that. I would go for his M2 if it wasn't for the need to grab Norma soon, and I do want Norma's M1 because it will help Billy just do way more damage. And then for Billy, all we really need to do is grab Lucia's Wenjin next time and we're good. So we're sitting at 20k HP, I think that's good. We're sitting at 155 crit damage, I think that's good, because he gives himself 90 crit damage anyways, so really he's hitting 245 crit damage. And then he's sitting at 85 crit rate. We need 15 more crit rate. I will say that. We need 15% more crit rate. I don't think we're gonna get it because our pieces are too good to drop outside of his fourth piece. Next, as you can see, he's completely maxed out except for the F. We're waiting for more battery energy. I don't want to use my extra batteries because I need those for a rainy day, especially like Norma rainy day. But yeah, he's completely maxed out on the stats because he's Billy the boss. He's the new boss of our account now. Do you know why I chose to play only shooters? Because I loved the original Billy that much. The original Billy was so clean that I was like, ooh, it was a choice between Billy or Ambi. Who should I base my account around? Now, I could have based my account around both and done white hair only, but guys, I wouldn't pull until like versions in. That's crazy. Anyways, so here's my boy Billy, and here are his pieces. Of course, his Wenjin is only W1, because come on, I'm not rich, okay? I'm not rich, calm down. Now, here are his pieces. This could kind of be better, but it's really good. This is really good, it's going nowhere. This is good, it's gonna be hard to swap. This can be changed. This could easily be changed. We can grab one with crit rate and HP. In fact, I think, yeah, I tried with this one and the rolls went terribly. And I want more crit rate on this piece because, like I told you, he's missing 15% crit rate, and this is the only piece that can get him closer to closing that gap. I would love to get some crit rate on here, but how are we gonna replace this, guys? How are we gonna replace this? We are getting 24% crit damage on this piece. We can't replace this. It's stuck here. And here's the thing, right? I wanted to give him a physical disc, but we got 24% crit damage. How can we change this? Anyways, moving on. And then this piece is really good. It's got some flat HP on there, and it has 3+ crit rate. It gets no better than that. Unless we get a 5-piecer that can do better than this, but how? How? Where are we gonna find that? Anyways, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to be used to the idea that my Billy will not be hitting 100% crit rate. All right, so we're gonna go back down to the person who started it all. It is time to shine, Billy. Show him what you're made of. As you can see, M6 Billy, cause I'm rich, come on. Nobody got an M6 Billy like I do. Yeah. Now this is where someone in the comments links their M6 Starlight Billy and attempts to make me cry, and their attempts will work, so please don't do that. Thank you. All right, so as we can see here, Billy is hitting for 81% crit rate. He is over capping on crit rate because of his whole, I forgot which Mindscape it was, but it gives him like 32 crit rate on his skill. And then he's hitting for 152 crit damage. That's kind of impressive. He's hitting 2900 attack, which is kind of impressive for an A rank. I could get him to the 3K, but he's A rank Billy, and I'm not one of those people who can make their A ranks look impossible, you know? So I'm gonna leave him alone. Nothing is maxed out on Billy here. Yes, I do love my Billy, but hamster cages are not cheap, people. I have to give them to the people who are showing results. As much as I love Billy, I cannot afford to give him any hamster cages. And then I got him on the basic set. He used to be on 3 different sets, right? He used to be on the crit rate set, Woodpecker. He used to be on Fanged Metal, and now he's on Don's Bloom because he does more basics than anything else. And honestly, these Don's Bloom pieces are not even all that great. So we could make them better. Oh, that is busted. Hold on, what does Seed have? Okay, I can see why. Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, this is better. Okay. Even though this has all the right stats, yeah, the other one's better. Okay, cool. So yeah, I gave him Seed's leftover pieces, and I also tested Zhu Yan on Don's Bloom. She wasn't doing that great, so I gave her the Aftershock piece instead because she does dash attacks, so they work. Oh, cool. Next person is Nicole, and as you can see, I got an M6 Nicole. That's right, I'm a rich man here. Rich, nobody got an M6 Nicole. Get like me, you're broke, stop being a loser. All right, and then, as you can see here, I need to stop saying as you can see, she's hitting for a 68 crit rate. I just changed her pieces around now that she no longer needs to have Anomaly for Zhu Yan, because Zhu Yan is no longer on the Corruption Ether pieces, and Zhu Yan is about to get some new Ether disc, so we no longer need the Anomaly to proc for the old Ether disc. All right, and her attack and crit damage are but her energy's great though. And then 3 out of the 5 maxed, because honestly, as an A rank, Nicole deserves this, okay? Nicole is such a warrior. She has done so much for us. She has been hanging with Zhu Yan since 1.1, since 1.0, and has been helping Zhu Yan score up until about 2.4 bars. So I'm really grateful to Nicole, and I want her to keep performing on my account. However, the more characters we're getting, they don't seem to want to team up with Nicole. Everybody kind of teams up with someone else, and I want to sneak Nicole back into the spotlight, but she can't team up with anyone. Haramasa got Seed. Hugo doesn't even want Nicole at all. And then Billy is Rupture. Even though he is a cunning hare, he doesn't need Nicole's services, and I'm upset about that. I would team up Nicole with him just to have the 15 crit rate that he's missing though, but yeah, that's where I'm at with Nicole. And then here are her pieces. Of course, her Wenjin is maxed out. Oh, right. We gotta go back to Billy, because I don't even know how many ranks his Wenjin is. Rank 2, everybody. Look at that, rank 2. All right. Next we have Grace. Grace is sitting at M2. Would love to have her M6, but yo, you know what's funny about Grace? The Grace I have, one I got from the 300 standard pulls. The other I got during Anniversary. Wait, was it Anniversary? Yes, the other I got during Anniversary, the free ticket pull. And then I've only lost a 50-50 to Grace once. Grace does not stock me enough. Do you know who stocks me? Lycon. Lycon loves your boy. I'm only missing one Mindscape before he can finally give me some free tickets to get another S rank. All right, back to Grace. As you can see, Grace is sitting at the perfect attack. She's 9 away from the perfect anomaly. Her mastery is her mastery. I mean, I don't think it changes. And she has been max potentialed. She is 3 out of the 5 maxed. And here are her pieces. I decided to put her back on Thunder Metal. I might put her back on Freedom Blues. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my Grace, to be honest. she hasn't been doing enough for me to warrant throwing her back on the field. And in fact, the only reason you see her in my DA run is because I have no other options. Like, Zhu Yan can't seem to crack that beast, and Haramasa and Hugo are, of course, a no-go. Actually, I haven't even tried Haramasa, but I can tell he's a no-go. And then, yeah, all I have left is, like, Grace and Bernice when it comes to Anomaly. So, oh wow, she is breathing. Geez, she is breathing. Guys, I always love seeing Grace on this side of the menu because the way she looks down on you. Jeez. Grace, chill. Alright, let's move on before I start gooning. Alright. Next is the woman of the hour, Zhu Yan. Zhu Yan was the boss of this account. She was the captain of this account before Billy has now dethroned her. And she has done a great job as captain. We respect Zhu Yan on this account. Please always remember when Zhu Yan was amazing. Now, I would throw in like a whole montage and be like, in the arms of an angel. But I'm not gonna do that, all right? So, here we have M2 Zhu Yan, and I wanted to M6 her so bad, but seeing her recent performance, there is no reason for me to M6 her. Now, who knows? Maybe because of how they're gonna want to beef up Pyrois, we're gonna start to see Zhu Yan also show off. So who knows? Maybe Zhu Yan might make a comeback. But as of right now, I can't warrant pulling more Zhu Yans. It would be a waste of pulls. That hurt me to say. You guys don't understand how much that hurt. Because my entire goal on this account was to M6 my Zhu Yan. And for so long, I've been waiting for a rerun to M3 and for her. But perfect attack, beautiful crit damage, 100% crit rate. Can you tell how much I love my Zhu Yan? Can you tell? Next, wait, is she hitting for 100% crit rate or is that like 98? I think it's 100. Yeah, it should be 100 because yeah, the extra 3 helps with the 12% that she's getting on her disc. Yeah, she's hitting 100. Completely maxed out. Why? Because we love Zhu Yan on my account. And here are her pieces. So yeah, she's hitting 100% crit rate because she can get 3 dash attacks pretty easily. All you have to do is roll around with her. And then yes, her Wenjin is only rank 1. I was hoping that Pyrois's Wenjin would be good for her, but Pyrois's Wenjin is Pyrois exclusive, so that sucks. We can't swap it out for Zhu Yan. Alright. After Zhu Yan, guess who we got? If you guessed Pulchra, you guessed correctly. I mean, whoa, my bad. If you guessed Bernice, you guessed correctly. Now, as you can see here, Bernice is M1. Listen, this was just because I got a little too greedy on her pulls. At the start of the game, after getting Zhu Yan, I think it was, 2 updates until we could finally pull again. And I had so many pulls, so I was like, what the hey? We're probably not going to see another shooter for a while. Let me go ahead and grab Bernice. And I was right. We didn't see another shooter for a while because Haramasa was free. Spoilers as to who's next. She is max potentialed. Her attack is missing about 300. Her anomaly proficiency is missing about 24. Wait, 24 or 14? 14. Is missing 14. And the reason why her mastery is so low is because they changed her kit to where energy regen matters. I don't know if that made her weaker or stronger, but I don't think it matters. Anyways, so we got 3 out of the 5 maxed. And then we have her disk drives. Yeah, we could get way better disk drives. In fact, none of these are... There we go. One of them is 3. 3 plus anomaly proficiency. So yeah, we could do better here. And her Wenjin, she got a rank 4 Wenjin. Ever since she got into the shop, oh, I've been hunting those puzzle pieces down. In fact, I can't wait to burn some of these. Yeah, that looks like an extra. Yeah. So next we need to go to Haramasa.
Need something? Bless my cause.
Here we have Haramasa. M0, there is no need to go after Haramasa's Mindscapes. It looks to be, as long as you level up Haramasa's teammates, he levels up alongside them. And thanks to... Oh, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. We got the max potential. He should be hitting for 98 crit rate. I would like to get 14 more crit damage so he can hit for a perfect 200. Man, when he was on his older disc, he was hitting for 100 and 200. Oh, that was great. And then his attack is good. Completely maxed out because he was the lieutenant of my account for the longest. He was the lieutenant to my Juyen. And as you can see, I got Sissia's Wenjin on him because we never got a rerun of Haramasa. So for a while, he was borrowing Seed's Wenjin. And we needed Seed to have her Wenjin back. So we went ahead and got him the Serpentine Seeker. And it's working really nicely on him. Because the energy buff, him and Seed teamed up together with this Wenjin. He never runs out of energy. He gets his energy back so fast. All you do is throw Haramasa on the field again, and he just keeps doing his skill over and over. His skill and dash attacks, guys. It's crazy. That's why I don't believe in getting his E1 or M1, because what's the need for extra dash attacks when he could do extra dash attacks? What's the point? What's the point? All right, let's look at his pieces. These are some decent pieces. They could be better. But he doesn't really want any more crit rate. He does need one more point of crit rate, like 2.4. Yeah. And honestly, any of these discs. Oh, this would. If we could get a better disc over here, it would be nice. Yeah. It must be nice. Heck, we could even get a better disc right here too. Like if it went double crit damage, then he would be perfect. Or if we just got one crit rate here. Like if this disc was 2 attack, 2 crit damage, and just a single crit rate, that would be great. So yeah, that's Haramasa. And after Haramasa, after the big 1.4 patch, when I tell you I was gonna pull on Haramasa's banner, at least his Wenjin or his M1, but there was a shooter coming up after Miyabi and I had to save. This shooter is Astra Yao. Alright, so Astra Yao is sitting for M1. Yes, magic shooting counts. Alright, and her attack is only at 3k because she no longer needs the extra 400 when she's sitting on M2. And her energy's going crazy. And I kind of built some anomaly proficiency on her. I think I could change that, but I think I'm going to keep it the same. 3 out of the 5 maxed. And here are her pieces. With a maxed out Lucy Wenjin. I low-key want to change her to Reina's Wenjin, but I don't know if that would screw up everything we already have, or would that be great? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that's Astra. Now after Astra, I thought, okay, they're not gonna give us any more shooters. But then they finally decided to give us 2 crucial shooters to our account. And it is our 2 stun units, Pulchra. As you can see, I got M6 Pulchra. Why? Because I'm rich. Nobody got an M6 Pulchra like this. Alright? Her stats don't matter because Pulchra doesn't do any damage. As long as her crit rate is over 50% for her disc drives, we are good. We did not max out a thing over here. I mean, she's F, sure. But we did not max out any of her skills because as good as Pulchra is, as good as Pulchra is, and honestly, I actually like Pulchra with Billy. Because Billy can actually activate Pulchra's aftershocks, unlike Hugo for some reason. And Billy works nicely with Pulchra because Billy actually wants to hog the field time. All right, Billy wants to stay on field, and it's great. I love it. I love everything about this. All right, but we are going to change out Polka for Norma when she drops. And then here is her Wenjin, rank 2. Here are her pieces. At first, I had her on the King of the Summit and crit, but once she hit over 50 crit, I decided to go all in on her days. And yeah, and technically she is hitting for like 75 crit rate thanks to her Mindscape, so yeah. Next we have Trigger. Got her at M1. I did want M2 Trigger, but there is no point in advancing my Trigger anymore because if a stunner is not doing Dial-In and Nangong levels of investment, then there's no point in leveling up those stunners. So I guess M1 Trigger is where I stop. And I will now be pouring all my energy into Norma and seeing where should I stop investing when it comes to Norma. 90 crit rate is all that matters on this woman. This woman does no damage. Her damage is abysmal. Hold on. I just need to make sure that my girl Trigger is working properly. Anyway, so she is hitting 4 out of the 5 maxed. And then here are her disk drives. Yes, her Wenjin is only rank 1. There is no way I'm pulling doubles of these Wenjins, okay? Alright, so after Trigger, I thought, yay, I could finally save pulls. I no longer need to pull on anyone, and when Zhu Yan drops again, I'm going all in on her M4. We did manage to go from M1 Zhu Yan to M2, however, there was a cock blocker in our midst. His name is Hugo. I regret picking up Hugo. This man was an obligatory pull. M0, I would like to go M2 just to make him better, but what's the point if this account barely has any good enough stunners for him to team up with? As you can see, he's hitting for 101 crit rate. That's another thing that bothers me about Hugo so much. And his attack is 201 away from perfection, and his crit damage, listen, it is what it is, man. That thing looks terrible. He is 3 out of the 5 max. Such a waste of hamster cages. Oh yeah. As you can see, I've been doing some masterminding with Hugo. I've been trying to see if this disc is actually good on him, because it gives him extra stun damage. And his basic attack gets more anomaly proficiency. He has been freezing the enemy more recently, I'm not gonna lie. Which is why I want to give him 4 Branch and Blade, but he needs another ice stun, a shooter please. Because as much as I would love to use my Lycon doesn't shoot. Sure, he has the shoot style from Deku, but no, he doesn't shoot. Alright. And that's the end of Hugo. We don't want to talk about him anymore. Hugo was the end of version 1. And when we got into version 2, do you know who was the first person to join us? That's right, it was Yuzua. And we appreciate Yuzua on this account because she took Grace and Bernice to the next level. She even had Grace and Bernice fighting against Miasmic Fiend and doing great until the HP increased. We were doing great even though Miasmic Fiend resisted fire. Now, she is M0. I would have loved to have gotten her to M2, but more and more characters were dropping, and I low-key wish they would slow down, but at the same time, I do need an ice carry. So I wish they would hurry up on that. And I do need another stun, which they are giving me in the form of Norma. And that's the only reason I care about Norma. when I tell you I did not care for Norma before I found out she was a shooter and a stun, 2 birds, 1 stone. All right. She's hitting at her 3k attack like she needs, and her mastery is mastering. Okay. Next, 4 out of the 5 maxed. She deserved it for all the work that she has put into this account, especially when helping out the likes of Billy. Yes, she helps anomaly characters, but she also did help attack characters, so that was great. Her Wenjin is M1. All right, and then here are her pieces. All that matters is her getting to the right attack. Anything other than that, we just gave her some anomaly proficiency. As you can see, her 4th disc is anomaly proficiency because we had the right amount of attack. I do hear that crit Yuzua is good. Who knows? I might try it sometime. I like how she says where we're going. Grandma's house. Anyways, so next we have. I like yours too. We have Seed. Actually, what did Seed come out first or Orphe? I think it was Seed. Anyways, so we have Seed. M0 hitting for 95 crit rate. Her attack is almost perfection. Her crit damage is almost perfection. It is hard building this woman, I swear. She does not get anything for free. 4 out of the 5 maxed. If we get any extra hamster cages, it's going to Seed because I love Seed. Seed was when they first showed off Seed before her promos, just as like her drip marketing, I was like, oh, this is my Ganyu revived. I love my Seed. Then I learned who the real Ganyu was. Please stand up. But I would max out my Seed just because I love her that much. Next, we have her pieces, and her pieces look really nice. They look good. We could still get some better pieces. We definitely still could. Oh yeah, especially this one. Kind of this one. Huh. Oh yeah, this one could be better too. So yeah, we can kind of use some better disc, but she's doing fine as of right now. And then next, we got her sister, Orphe. They are not related, but they are military sisters. Okay. Oh, look, the military sisters are sitting together. Oh, that's nice. It was so nice to know that I could actually have the whole of Opal Squad outside of Soldier 11. I was really praying Isolde was going to be a character because she had a gun, man. She had a gun. She was beautiful. I would have loved to have her. She would have been the Aglaya of my Zenless Zone account, man. I would have gave my life to her. Anyways, M0, I do want her M1. However, like I'm telling you guys, Norma is dropping, and I do want an M1 Norma, and I have to think of who's more valuable on my account. And I gotta be honest, Orphe is not doing enough on my account to warrant getting an M1. Even though that M1 looks really good, guys. It looks good. Next, she's hitting for about, I think she's hitting 98 crit rate. Yeah, no, 95. She's hitting 95 crit rate. Her attack is almost perfection. Her crit damage, I would like to get it to at least 150, at least. And then 3 out of the 5 maxed. And I have her on Astral because I have Orphe as a support character. All right? She is not a real DPS to me. She is just someone that I could throw in and she will support the squad. After Orphe, we managed to pull Lucia. The funny thing about Lucia is she was just sitting on our account for so long. Then Ye Xingguang decided to employ her just for her Ether Veil. We got M1 Lucia. We got the M1 recently because I felt like the extra all attribute res was gonna help out Billy, especially if I pulled M1 Billy, which I did. So all of that attribute res down really helps out my Billy. I wonder if he can take on Wandering Hunter with all that extra physical attribute res down. And then, the real reason I didn't pull for her Wenjin instead is because she's sitting at 21,000 HP, and she needs 24 to max out the buff. If she's sitting at 21,000 without the Wenjin, I'm not missing that extra 3k HP. The only reason I still want her Wenjin is because I love Billy. I love Billy that much. I want him to be as strong as possible. Okay, so yeah. Then we have her 4 out of the 5 maxed. Who knows? Maybe I love Billy enough to max her out after Seed. And plus, she is my Ganyu revived, so I wouldn't mind maxing her out. I love Ganyu. Her Wenjin, I believe, yeah, is just 1. And then here are her pieces. All that matters is her getting enough HP. Oh, we could use some flat HP here. Come on. But yeah, all that matters with this woman is HP. As much as I would like to get some crit rate on her, HP is way more important. And it's so nice for her to be useful on my account. I really pray that they do not replace her anytime soon. I will be upset. Ye Guang, our first Void Hunter. And before any of you say anything, she is here on the Gilgamesh Claws. She shoots her swords. Especially when you're doing her basic, I believe you have to get to her 4th basic, and if you stop right there, she stays back, but she shoots the swords forward. So therefore, our girl's a shooter because she doesn't fight like a regular swordsman. All right, next, I would like to get her to M2. We'll see how that goes because I hear rumors that she's coming back in 3.0, and I will not have enough pulls to pull her and Norma, okay? And we want to go all in on Norma, especially since Billy is the boss of our account. We can't have Ye Guang overstepping her bounds. All right, even though Arya is currently beating out Ye Guang's scores. Anyways, so we have the perfect attack. If we could get her to 250 crit damage, that would be nice. She is missing 2 crit rate for the perfect 50% to hit 100%. Next, she's completely maxed out. Why? Because she's a Void Hunter. Of course we would max her out. Then, here are her disk drives, and of course her Wenjin, we only have a single copy. Her disk drives are decent, but there are some clear ones that we could do better with. Especially the 6th disc. Dear Lord, this 6th disc has been driving me up a wall. All right. But she's doing decently fine, yeah. And now, I think it's time for the final 2 members. Here is Sana, our intern. I mean, technically Yuzu is an intern too, but Sana is our intern. We got her at M1 because honestly, I used to want an M4 Astriel, but now those goals have transformed to M6ing Sana. And if the rumors are true that Sana and Ye Guang are coming back at the same time, well, screw me then. The best luck I would have is seeing that 3.2 has no shooters. If 3.2 or 3.1 has no shooters, then we'll be fine. However, if they have shooters, like I'm hoping Ramiel will be, well then I'm just gonna have to continue with my M1 Sana and my M0 Ye Guang, okay? It's not that deep. She's hitting for the perfect attack. She has some energy regen on her, would like to get some more. She is 3 out of the 5 max, which is not bad. And we got her on Bashful Demon for the attack, while the rest of her discs are building attack and crit. However, if she does reach M6, she will no longer need crit. So that's a thing. Next, we have Arya sitting at M0. I would have liked to have her M1, but we needed to save pulls. Next, her attack is perfection. Her anomaly proficiency is missing about 39 anomalies to make her that perfect 400. And her anomaly mastery is as high as it's gonna get. All right, she is 3 out of the 5 maxed. And her pieces are actually pretty phenomenal, guys. Like, guys, I've never had pieces like this. Even Internet is saying that I have like a top, what is it, top 8 or top 3% Aria? Hold on, let me pause so I can take a look. I have a top 1% Aria. That is wild. I mean, I know these pieces are good, but is it that good? Are her pieces that good? I feel like I could still get some better pieces. Arya, I believe, is our last character. I mean, technically Billy is our last character, but we already did Billy at the beginning because he's Billy the Boss! Alright, so there you have it, everybody. That's all 18 of my characters. Exactly. So, thanks for joining me for today's account review, everyone. We've come so far, it's not even funny. I still enjoy this account. Don't get me wrong, Promea had me weak at the knees for a bit. I low-key wanted to quit my shooters only just so I can have a chance at Promea. But since Billy counters too, I'm okay. I'm gonna be fine. We don't really need Promea. Does Promea look nice? Is Promea the second most beautiful Zenless girl in the game? Sure. But I don't need her, because I've got Billy. Billy, he's for the bear. Billy. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far into the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If I want a 50-50 to your hearts, hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, I don't need you to do either of those things. I appreciate you for showing up. Good night.
See you later, too.